Well, hello there, friends. Wade for the Kingdom Report joining you here for a Disney Parks news update. If you enjoy what you see here, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button for us and that you're subscribed with notification bell turned on so that you never miss a Disney Parks news update. In the headlines today, Walt Disney World has officially announced the reopening date for Blizzard Beach Water Park. From the Orlando Sentinel, they report the following, saying Blizzard Beach Water Park will reopen on March 7th. As the Walt Disney World Resort said via their official Disney Parks blog last Tuesday, the attraction has been closed since mid-March of this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Disney has not given details about the reopening of its other water park, Typhoon Lagoon. In September, the company said it would reopen one of its water parks in March of 2021, but it did not specify which one. At that time, the reopening date was set for March the 7th. Disney said that date could change. Neither of the water parks reopened when Disney World's 4 theme parks welcomed visitors back in mid-July after a 4-month shutdown. Aquatica, Sea World's water park, reopened in June. Volcano Bay, Universal Orlando's water park, also came back in June. But then it was shuttered again in early November after reducing its schedule to 5 days per week. Universal plans to put the attraction back into service, quote, on or before March 1st, 2021, close quote, and that's according to its official website. We've also learned that Disney's Blizzard Beach will have official operating hours from March the 7th to March the 20th of 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Keep that in mind if you're planning on traveling to Walt Disney World during spring break, as one of their official water parks officially returns. Walt Disney World Resort was certainly a popular place to be over Christmas and New Year's. Blog Mickey is reporting that Disney Springs closed for capacity on the first Saturday of 2021. Writing, guests trying to park at Disney Springs will find that street signs say that the outdoor shopping and dining center is at capacity. This means that guests are not able to park at the parking garages or enter Disney Springs. Disney does not communicate the capacity status of Disney Springs beyond the street signage. This is one of the first times we've seen Disney Springs announce publicly that they are at capacity since officially reopening back in May. They did it a couple of times in the beginning, shortly after reopening, but ever since, it has been very seldom that they announce publicly they have reached capacity. Certainly the holiday crowds are out in force. Disney Parks Reservations also indicated that all the theme parks had reached capacity levels going into the New Year's weekend, with the exception of Epcot. However, it was to be expected, as the holiday season is typically the busiest time of the year for both Walt Disney World and Disneyland during traditional times. Blog Mickey is also reporting that Disney World is relaxing its social distancing policy when it comes to the Flight of Passage attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Writing, Disney has recently relaxed their social distancing policy for the popular Flight of Passage attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The relaxation of social distancing on the simulator attraction follows a relaxing of social distancing policies for select roller coasters around the Walt Disney World theme parks. Disney is no longer leaving space between parties on the attraction, seating guests now directly next to each other from different traveling parties. Previously, cast members would leave at least one seat empty between separate traveling parties. The change in policy was confirmed with multiple cast members at the attraction this past week. Over in Disneyland, WDW News Today is reporting that Southern California has officially extended stay-at-home orders. California has formally extended the stay-at-home order in place for Southern California after it was automatically renewed on December the 28th. December 27th was the original scheduled end date for the order. The Southern California region includes Imperial, Inyo, Los Angeles, Mono, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, San Diego, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Ventura counties. The order is based on intensive care unit beds available. There is currently 0 capacity in Southern California's ICUs. The order will only be lifted when ICU bed availability reaches at least 15%. LA Public Health reported that there are currently 6,914 people hospitalized with COVID-19 in LA County. Aside from reopening Buena Vista Street, both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure have been shuttered since March. Downtown Disney District remains open, but guests cannot eat on property. Retail shopping locations are permitted to operate at 20% of capacity. This extension of the stay-at-home order will further delay any potential reopenings of the Disneyland Resort. In other unfortunate news, Variety is reporting that Ron Dominguez, also known as Mr. Disneyland, the Disney executive whose family sold Anaheim property for Disneyland, has passed away at the age of 85. They write that Ron Dominguez, a former executive vice president of Walt Disney Attractions, passed away on January the 1st. Dominguez was known as a native Disneylander, as his family owned and lived on the 10-acre Anaheim property that was purchased by Walt Disney in 1954 to build Disneyland. Quote, "Our house was located right about where the entrance to Pirates of the Caribbean and Cafe Orleans are today," Dominguez once said, according to D23. Quote, "The day we moved out in August of 1954, we were walking in ditches and holes. Things were popping up around us because construction had to move ahead. They built Disneyland in a year," close quote. Born on August the 10th, 1935, Dominguez grew up on the property, which the family had inherited from his grandfather, who originally purchased the land in the late 1800s. Dominguez then attended the University of Arizona, where he studied business administration. On July 13th, 1955, a few days before Disneyland opened its doors, Dominguez got a summer job as a ticket taker at the park. Dominguez eventually became the temporary supervisor of Main Street USA and even worked as a cast member dressing up as Davy Crockett. He went on to supervise Frontierland, Adventureland, and Tomorrowland, and in 1962 became the general supervisor of Disneyland's West Side. Later that year, he was promoted to manager. Dominguez continued to rise up the ranks of the park's administration, becoming director of operations in 1970 and vice president of Disneyland and chairman of the park operating committee in 1974. In 1990, he became executive vice president of Walt Disney Attractions West Coast. In 1994, Dominguez retired after 39 years at the Walt Disney Company. In 2000, he was named a Disney legend and was given a window on Main Street USA. Quote, "We are saddened to have lost a very dear member of our family, Ron Dominguez," said Josh D'Amaro, chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, in a statement to D23. "Ron's contributions to Disneyland are nearly incalculable. He was well known among the cast and community throughout his tenure at the park and continued to show his support long after his retirement, guiding and mentoring leaders, including me, for decades. I am personally grateful for all that he has done for Disney, and I want to express my deepest condolences to his family on behalf of every Disney Parks cast member around the world," close quote. Dominguez is survived by his wife of 41 years, Betty, and 3 children from a previous marriage, Cheryl Ralston, Steve Dominguez, and Ronald K. Dominguez Jr., as well as his grandchildren. You might be asking yourself, what's going down at Disney Parks and Resorts in 2021? Well, InsideTheMagic.net wrote up the following, saying, Disneyland Resort confirmed that the newly renovated Snow White's Scary Adventures attraction, renamed the Snow White's Enchanted Wish attraction, will be ready to open as soon as Disneyland Park reopens sometime this year. We also know that Avengers Campus will open at Disney California Adventure in the near future. Over at the most magical place on Earth, Walt Disney Imagineering is preparing for a big year as 2021 marks the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World Resort. Deemed a priority project, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in the expanded France Pavilion at Epcot is expected to open in 2021, along with a new nighttime spectacular. Note that neither the new Tron attraction at Walt Disney World, Tron Light Cycle Run, nor the new Guardians roller coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, was mentioned in the D23 update that they pulled the story from. So even though fans may expect these for the 50th anniversary of Magic Kingdom, it has not been confirmed that this attraction will open in 2021. The Disney World has not fully disclosed what the 50th anniversary celebrations will entail or how long they will last either. They write, we continue to await more news from Disney, but for now we know that the Ratatouille ride at Epcot and fireworks will debut in 2021. Even though it's not on the list, do you still have hope that the Tron Light Cycle Run attraction at Magic Kingdom will debut sometime in 2021? Leave it down in the comments below. We would love to hear your perspective. And speaking of perspective, you can check out all our discussion on these headlines and more this Saturday on Kingdom Report Live, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel. That about wraps up today's Disney Parks headlines. For all things Disney Parks and more, head on over to KingdomReportLive.com, where you can follow us on social media at Kingdom Report Live. For the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.